Well, hello again. This is take two of the Sherri Lee Show for Monday, May 6th. I don't know what happened. My computer went black. I had to restart. So if you caught me earlier and I disappeared, that's what happened. But I'm here now, and this is my weekly Facebook Live show. And I'm just so grateful that you guys join me for this and that I have an opportunity to connect with you. I'm always interested in hearing your questions. So if you have questions during the week that you want me to address on one of my shows, please let me know, and I'd be happy to speak about that in depth. As you come in and join me today, make sure you say hi and let me know where you are joining me from and your Facebook page so I can give you a shout out and get to know you a little bit better. That's one of the reasons for this whole thing that I do every week. So today I want to ask you, are you using challenges to grow your Facebook group, to grow your email list, and to grow your business this year? And if you're not, it's one of the things I recommend for the quickest, most inexpensive, most targeted growth that you can get in your business. The people who come to you from challenges are ready, they're real prospects, they're warm, they're ready for what you are offering, and they want to know you. So what is a challenge? So simply put, a challenge is um, a number of days where you lead your community through exercises or projects or tasks to help them achieve their goal or achieve one of their goals that you have the opportunity to make offers at the end of. So it is, the technical pieces of how to put it together, that's one side, but the other side of it is it's a great way for you to position yourself as an expert. It is a fabulous way for you to get in front of people in your community on a regular basis and to build relationships with them and to have them see that you can help them solve their problems and fix help them in their business or in their life. And then they're much more willing and eager to hire you at the end of the challenge. So how you set up your challenge is how you get all of this to work for you. And I remember when I started doing challenges, I think it might have been, the end of 2016 when I first did my first challenge, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I had watched some other people do challenges, and I had definitely seen the energy and the enthusiasm that they could create. I saw that they grew their groups. I went through the format of what they did, seeing an ad on Facebook, going to a landing page that really spoke to my pain and to the problem I wanted to solve. I opted in. I landed on the thank you page, and the thank you page immediately invited me into the Facebook group. And I had gotten onto their email list from opting in. So I'd given them my name and my email address. That put me on their email list. And then I had a link that I could click on, or a button I could click on the thank you page that would take me to their Facebook group. So if I was targeted properly, these were people that I didn't know, that I hadn't met before, that I wasn't aware of, that were new to me, that I got to see because of targeting on a Facebook ad. And then their ad copy and their imagery captured me. So I was able to go to the landing page, which captured me a little bit more, spoke to me, so that I was going, yes, this person knows my problem and can help me solve this problem. And so I was looking at it from the perspective of what am I going to get from the challenge, but then I also started looking at it from what are the steps of putting this together, because I thought, geez, I can do this. Not a problem. This is something I can do. So, I found these challenges and I went through a couple of them, and, I loved the energy of them. I loved the way people were so involved and engaged, and the people who were participating really got such a sense of knowing the person hosting it and knowing what they were about and what they were trying to accomplish. And it just stood out for me that it just created such rapport, and it got people really connected with the host. And then at the end, the host had a sale, an offer that was in alignment with what they had been doing in the challenge, what the steps were in the challenge, and that those steps sequentially led people to the offer that was happening at the end. So I went through a couple of challenges. I was really inspired by them, and I thought, I can do that. And I just went ahead and did it. And my first couple of challenges really bombed because I didn't understand the psychology of what to do and how to sequence people through this challenge. But they bombed in that I didn't make the sales I wanted at the end, but they didn't bomb in that I added several hundred people to my email list, several hundred people to my groups each time. My groups got really activated by these challenges. People were really interested and knew me better than they did before. It was about the third challenge that I really started seeing conversions. And I think on that one, I had spent, about $500 on Facebook ads. I'd added 250 people to my group and to my email list. And it was about the third one before my offer was in alignment and at the right price point for the people, and that I had stepped them through enough steps. And, it was frustrating to run those first two challenges and to invest money in Facebook ads that got people into the challenge, but didn't get people who were going to buy from me at the end. And I was really frustrated by that. I was annoyed that that didn't work. And because I was doing it myself, I just had to figure it out. I just kind of had to throw spaghetti against the wall and see what stuck and then see what I could make of that. And, that's kind of the hardest path to creating anything, is to go it alone and just kind of wing it and see what sticks and try and learn something from that. So it was about the third challenge when my offer was in alignment with my lessons that I had. And, then I made, I think it was about $1,500, $2,000 in sales right off the back end of that challenge. And I went, holy smokes, there's something here. And I kept running challenges, and I kept making offers, and I kept going. And I grew my group, and my group grew, and my email list grew, and my position of authority with my community grew as well. And so over the years, I've really figured out, how long is a good length of challenge. I've tried them in different ways. I've tried running them in different ways. I've experimented with the different ways that they run, and I've experimented with the types of ads to run, and it's been a lot of fun just playing around with it. But I wanted to share with you, I just wrote down some notes. So if you want to run a challenge for your business, one of the things I want you to think of first, the first step is, what is the outcome or the solution that you will promote at the end? So just like with Facebook ads, like what I teach with Facebook ads, is focus on the solution at the end. Start there and work back. And it's the same with challenges. What is the outcome or the solution that you're going to promote? So if you have got a program, for me, if I've got a program about Facebook ads, it makes sense to me to create a challenge around Facebook ads. If my program is around marketing on Facebook, then it makes sense that I'm going to include things around managing Facebook pages and content creation and building community and building your audience. That's all part of what I'm going to do in my challenge, but I have to know what the outcome was. And that was probably the biggest mistake I made in my first couple of challenges, was my solution at the end that I was promoting was not closely related to the content of the challenge. So the content of the challenge did not present people into the solution that my course was. The other thing is to make sure that in your challenge, you help them solve problems. You actually have steps that they have to take that have them solve a problem. Whether that problem is, a greater awareness on who their target market is, or how to write ad copy that converts, or how to create a program, or how to have a sales conversation. You want to make sure that in the challenge, you're actually solving 2 or 3 mini problems that they have, and that they when you solve the first one, you say, here's the problem, and then here's the solution. And then that solution opens the door and shows you another problem that you have. And then your challenge continues and is the solution to that second problem that comes up. And when they've solved the second problem, there's a third problem that presents itself. So it has to be all sequential, and that third problem is solved by what your offer is. Now this is dependent on how long your challenge is. If your challenge is really long, then you may have more than 2 or 3 solutions. I find 5-day challenges, 3 to 5 day challenges are the best challenges, or best length of time. Anything more and people tend to fall off because it's hard to keep people's attention spans for that long. So where do people need to be? Where do people have to be to need the solution that you're presenting in their business and their lives? So you have to think through that, and then you have to think about what's the problem that they have that needs to be solved before that, and then what's the problem before that. So you're actually reverse engineering this thing. And I didn't do that the first couple of times. I started with, well, step 1, let's teach them to do this, let's teach them to do this, and then let's teach them to do this, and then they'll see how much I know, and I'll make this offer, and they'll buy it. But here's one thing that I did that wasn't what I wanted. I didn't have the outcome I wanted, and that was that I said, let's teach them this thing, then let's teach them this thing, then let's teach them this thing. I didn't necessarily have those things have they didn't have quick results for the people. So they did the thing, and it was interesting for them, and they got it maybe an aha, but it didn't have an impact for them immediately. So now I look for, in my challenge, those problems that I'm going to solve are going to get them a result immediately. So that they tie the result to me, because I'm the one that helped them get it. So it's not about just teaching them things. And I did that in the first couple of challenges. I just taught them stuff that they needed, I felt they needed to do. But for them, it was a lot of more work. And by the time I got to the offer at the end, I had given them so much in the challenge that they said, well, I'm just going to work on implementing what I learned in the challenge. I don't need to buy anything from her. So it's important that you don't over-deliver. You over-deliver without over-delivering, without filling people up too much, without giving so much stuff that your offer falls on deaf ears or saturated ears. So you want to make sure it's bite-sized, that it takes them, 10 to 15 minutes to implement, and that there will be a very quick win for them. The faster you can give them a win, the faster they're going to have that feeling of elation and happiness that they have achieved something is working differently. And they're going to associate that win with you. So as an example, I did an engagement challenge in my group a few weeks ago, and one of the things I did was I had them post a very specific engaging question on their business pages, because the point of the challenge was that people were not getting enough engagement on their Facebook pages. So I decided in the challenge, it was a 3-day challenge, 4-day challenge, I believe. I did 4 days, and so it was all about how easy it is to get engagement on your Facebook page if you know what you're doing and you do it right. And at the end, the offer was my 30-day 1,000 likes game that a whole bunch of people signed up for, because I gave them quick little lessons. Day 1, post this. Day 2, post that. Do this as a follow-up. Day 3, do this. And each time I did this and I told them what to post, they came back into my group and went, I've never had this many people commenting on my posts. I've never had this much reach from Facebook. I've never had this much engagement. This is crazy how well this works. And then I told them, this is just a small bit of what it is you're going to learn in the 1,000 likes game. So this is just a sample of what the 1,000 likes game is like. Can you imagine what it would be like to play this game with me for 30 days and to get 30 days of posting prompts as well as 30 days of content to post? And that's why they responded. I solved their problem, and then I made the offer that was in line with the problem that I solved during the challenge. But it was quick, and it was a quick and easy win for them, and it didn't take them long to do it, to implement. You have to be mindful of how much time people are going to spend at these things, and you have to make sure that what you get them to do is not just more work. We're all too busy to have just more work to do. We need them to see quick wins in our challenges. Make sure you offer a lot of accountability and support throughout the course of your challenge. So how are you going to do that? Are you going to do daily Facebook Lives? Are you going to have specific posts in your group that they need to respond to? Are you going to ask them to, post certain things every day in the group? Are you going to have worksheets and handouts? I really recommend that you have worksheets and handouts in your challenge for people, and I often require them to take pictures of their completed worksheets or the handouts and post those in the group on a specific thread, because it builds accountability, and they've signed up and they've bought in, and the more I can get them to buy in on every step of the challenge, the more likely they're going to be responsive to my invitation at the end. And then I'm a big fan of having prizes to get full buy-in. Now, prizes don't have to be, you don't have to be giving away a MacBook Air, you don't have to be giving away an iPad, you don't have to be investing a massive thing like that. What you do need to be doing is just something. Years and years and years ago, I worked at the racetrack in Edmonton, and I spent a lot of time with gamblers and horse betting gamblers. And the one thing I learned was that nobody really cares. Well, how do I word this? It really doesn't matter the size of the win. It's the winning that matters. Now, of course, we prefer a win that's $1 million to $1, for sure. But people get just as excited about winning $1 or $10 as they do about $100 or $1,000. The implication for their life changes when the prize gets bigger, but I give away a $25 Amazon gift card. What it does is that I tell them right at the beginning, you have to post your game card every day, or you have to post your worksheet every day. You have to comment on my Facebook Live every day. You have to do the work, and I give them things that they have to do that we track on our end, me and my team track, so that, and I post leaderboards. So after a couple of days, I go, okay, these are the people who have done all the homework that they needed to do, and they're in the running for the game, for the $25 Amazon gift card. So that by the time we get to the end of the challenge, day 4 or day 5, whatever that is, we've got people who are invested now in winning, because the win is more important than the amount. So have a prize, something fun, could be something tied in. Offer a coaching session with you. If you're a business coach or a life coach or a personal coach of any kind, offer a coaching session with you to people. So that, that's a great way to deepen those relationships, right? So now, running a challenge, there's a lot of steps to it. There's a lot to think about, and I've covered a lot of things here for you very, very quickly. And I'd love to hear how you're going to implement a challenge in your business. If you have an idea of how you're going to implement what kind of a challenge, what you're going to do in it, come over to the Badass Facebook Marketing Club and join me there to have more conversation about your challenges, or comment here if you'd like about what you might do with the challenge. This is something that we go really in depth in the Likes to Leads program, which is an 8-week program that starts on Thursday. That's all about taking the likes and the audience and the reach and the engagement that you have on your Facebook page and turning them into real live leads that are prospects for you. So we spend a lot of time talking about how to grow your email list. So you get full ads training and support around running ads to grow your email list. We talk about how to grow your group, because those are real leads for you. So we do ads around that. We set up an actual challenge. So part of your work in the program is to create and implement and deliver a challenge for your community. So you learn how to run ads to drive people to a landing page, to get people to sign up to your email list and to join your challenge, and you run your challenge, which means you have an offer on the end, which means you're actually going to make money through this program when you implement all the steps. And we also teach you how to set up messenger ads. So advertisements that will, ads on Facebook that are about starting conversations in the messenger platform, which are prospects and leads for you if you aren't nurturing those conversations properly. then you're missing an opportunity that's just hanging right in front of you and so easy to capture. So the Likes to Leads program starts on Thursday. If you are curious, if you have any questions, if you want your hand held to create your first challenge, I'm definitely here for you to do that. Just type the word leads in the comments and I will reach out to you and we can have a conversation and see if it's a fit for you. See if you're in the right place for this program and see if the program is going to help you achieve what you want to achieve in your business this year. So just comment leads if you're interested. Now, I am away next week. We probably will not be having a live next Monday. I will see if I can do it. It'll depend. I can't remember. I don't know what the time change is. If not, I'll be back in 2 weeks and we will have another live here. And if you have questions, just write your questions down here. Comment to this video with your questions and I will be happy to answer your questions for you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you being in my community and I'm so grateful, and I want to hear how you're going to implement challenges in your business this year. And if you want assistance, just type the word leads and I will reach out to you. Have a great day, everyone. See you on Facebook.